Hello and welcome to the Loaf stream. Hold on, we gotta lower the music. Panda Bear, welcome in, and Fab Devil, hello, how you doing? Hope you're doing fine. Also, I can't hear the music anymore. I lowered it low too much. Oh yeah, welcome in, welcome in. How's everyone doing this fine Tuesday? Yeah, I don't know what to say in the middle of the week. I was gonna say this fine Tuesday. I'll be fine. It'll pass. Right? Yeah, hello, hello. Ah, the treats. It didn't work because I can't see it. Hold on. It's gonna hit. There we go. Somewhere. Oh, come on. Where's the energy? It's still the start of the week. I'm not even... Oh, okay, hold on. I'm gonna be in the corner. Now it works. Now it's gonna be... hold on. If I do it... Hold on. Yeah, there we go. Now it works. Also, you can't see my cursor. Now you can. Also, I can't see my cursor. The boop doesn't work, but I'm gonna do it manually. There we go. The boops. Okay. I can't see my cursor, but it's fine. Warning. This game contains offensive language and scenes of physical and psychological violence. Proceed with caution. Okay, there was a late boop sound. No, nothing works. Well, it works. It's just, well, let me lower the... Okay, if it's gonna do that, and it has its own music. Like this. I think this is, like, fine. So you can play Helldivers with me? I don't have Helldivers. And don't think about gifting the game, because, it's a little too much. It's like bullet hell with, too much going on. I don't think I can handle the game. I'm gonna have, PTSD. Okay, I think that's good. Yee. Tiny bunny. What do I have to say about this game? I was trying to play it for 5 years. I want to see on the Steam page, but I don't have the time where it came out. But yeah, I've been trying to play this game for a while now. And now, since it's the spooky month, I can have time to play it, so I'm gonna play it. I played, like, I don't know, a little bit of the game, like 10 minutes. I don't think I have the recording of me playing the game, so I'm gonna pretend I don't know anything about the game, at least for the start. But yeah, I'll let you know when I pass that part. And I'm gonna be like, ooh, this is new. A new game. I'm not gonna lie, this game is very nice. It has some nice visuals. And I like it. The wind clawed at my window all night. Also, did I forget to mention that this is a story or visual novel game, so I'm not gonna be playing or doing a lot of action. It's gonna be me reading. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of reading. I wander the fields and hound like a hungry beast. An endless song weaved from all sorts of voices, shrill, gentle, sneery, whined in the air. They were shouting and laughing, and arguing about something. Someone was running through the snow while casting long shadows that would occasionally creep close to my bed. Our house had a mind of its own, the creaky old mind of a building that had seen a lot in its days and was seemingly trying to share its wisdom with the inhabitants. The lonely house faced the forest, and the dark green thicket gazed back with its hollow eyes, rustling, whistling, swaying back and forth. One could come out and stand at the edge of the forest to reassure themselves there was nobody behind the crooked trees. Also, I can see something. Looks like a fox. It's a fox face. Fuzzy silhouettes swaying in the wind couldn't possibly do any harm. It's just a play of light and shadow. Just a play. I knew it was just my imagination. I was already 12 after all. Still. Yee! I saw it. Episode 1. The owl will arrive. Okay.
Убери книгу немедленно.
It's Russian! I thought I fixed the thing. Okay, it's Russian. Hey, put your books. Or put away your book.
Сколько раз говорила, не читай за столом, вредно. Сидишь, сутулился весь.
Okay, sorry. I'm trying to see if I fixed the problem. Or is it gonna be like... Oh, so I have no option to change it. Okay, how many times have I told you not to read at the table? It's bad for your health. Look how slouched you are. Okay, not gonna pretend I didn't fix my posture here, because I was slouching as well. Hide. I didn't protest, and put the book about Conan the Barbarian aside. I was stuck on a line I couldn't understand after reading it 3 times anyway. Olya has finished her breakfast and was munching on some cookies. She was, enthusiastic. She almost looked like a typical girl from commercials.
Пока не съешь, из-за стола не встанешь.
You're not going anywhere until you finish it all. Or all of it. I, on the other hand, was trying to drill a hole in the plate with my eyes, as if I could... I would make the porridge disappear. Hazy anxiousness welled up inside, all because of previous sleepless nights. The black forest around our house, and the gloomy wind. Bro, grow a pair. The longer I waited, the colder the lumpy white substance became. It looked like a jellyfish from the Cousteau Odyssey. I love that show. Okay, nice plug there. I was wondering how horrifying the bottom of the ocean is. Well, it's dark. And it's sandy. There's nothing scary down there, I think. Perhaps. Or how cold the black forest is at night. The spoon fell out of my hand. Sorry. Mom showered me with a cold glare from her green eyes. I think I'm colorblind because I can't see any colors.
Что я говорила?
What did I just say?
Я достану.
I'll get it. I had 10 seconds to catch my breath before battling the nasty porridge once again. I felt around for the spoon. What is this? Carved on the other side of the table. Karina. Ha! That's my mom's name. I guess she carved it out with some with something pointy when she was little. She sure was a rascal, damaging the furniture like that. Yeah, what about that, Mom? What are you doing? She would scold me for a week if I did something similar, though. Should I remind her about it? No, she's been in a bit of a bad mood lately. She having the divorce. I imagine her being my age, sitting under this table. I wonder, was Mom afraid of the dark back then? Or the sounds coming from the attic? Or the thick forest? Oh, sorry. I imagine my grandma coming into my little mom's room, sitting at the edge of her bed where Olya sleeps nowadays, and saying in her soft, smooth voice,
Тайга — особое место, дитятка.
Taiga is a special place, little girl.
Она к тебе присматривается, принюхивается.
It's watching you closely, simming you out. Also, I'm not gonna talk over the Russian subtitle dub because, you know, some people would have liked to use this to learn or something. Maybe later. I would rewatch this.
Словно хочет понять, что ты за зверь такой.
Trying to discern what kind of beast you are.
Понравишься, в беде не бросит.
If you're a good sword, it won't abandon you in times of trouble.
А будешь проказничать, схватит за бочок и утащит с собой по...
Sorry. I clicked the wrong button. I bet if you were a bad apple, I'll grab you by the side and drag you onto the ground.
Тут и дело с концом.
That would be it. Okay, that's a very nice thing to say to your granddaughter or something, like a small child. Grandma was caring. She never fought with anybody, never yelled, never swore. Those were the times without the maddening screams until late at night, without smashed dishes and mutual accusations. Our parents used to love each other back then. I remember listening in on one of their conversations by chance. They were talking about Grandpa getting prepared for her funeral. She had already bought a casket, and she called it her cute funeral box. It waited for its time in the closet patiently. It was black, upholstered with meat-colored material on the inside. I saw it when my grandpa was getting buried. The house didn't change since the time she was alive, only all the photos of her were gone. Glass-covered pictures with grey faces of my ancestors. They all had a dead but watchful look in their eyes. I crawled out from under the table. Ollie was done with her cookies. I was looking at my share like a sly woodland critter. I turned my gaze toward the frosted window. There were a lot of dark pines outside, but they didn't grab my attention. The pattern of the forest formed a picture in the glass.
Оля, гляди, лиса!
Oh yeah, look, it's a fox.
Где?
Where? It looked almost like those optical illusion thingies that you put your back... They put back, on the back of student notebooks. A mixture of lines at first glance, but if you blur your vision a little bit and look under the certain angle...
Да не на улице, на стекле.
Not outside, on the window.
Смотри, вот нос, вот.
Look, here's the nose and here's... Okay, what's with the save? Am I gonna have options? Okay, let's save here. Just because.
Ну-ка, доедай.
Hey, eat up!
Да, да, сейчас.
Yes, just a moment.
Я ничего не вижу.
I don't see anything.
Живо. Совсем немного осталось.
Hurry up, there's not much left.
Вот. Но все равно не похоже.
Ah, there it is, but it still doesn't look like
А
one.
я говорю, похоже.
And I'm telling you, it does.
Не-а.
Yeah.
Похоже.
Прекратите. Ну что за дети?
Stop it, these guys, I swear. Now, I couldn't see the fox either. Ah, it's gone. It disappeared. Went away. Only the frosty pattern, similar to stretched out needle leaves, kept creeping up on the glass. My dad entered the kitchen. Also, I skipped that. Can I go back? There's the go back, right? Okay, my dad entered the kitchen with long, measured steps. Okay, that's what I missed. I want to have a beard like that when I grow up. Yeah, look at him. He's a Chad. Mom always looked like, asked jokingly, "Come on, shave it off, it stings." Stings? This was long ago. Nowadays, rumbling doors with witty comebacks were an everyday occurrence. Olia always covers her ears whenever she hears something like, "What's the point of all this?" through the wall. "It's all for your sake," Dad will reply. For the sake of our family. I always caught every sound in fear of hearing the most dreaded, the diddliest word that started with the D. The divorce. D-I-V-O. Yeah. I don't even want to finish it. I already did. It was scary to imagine that me and my little sister could be torn apart and taken to two different families.
Да что твоя лиса? Вот у меня на окне сова.
Anyway, your fox is nothing. I have an owl on my window.
Опять ты со своей совой.
You and your owl talk.
Ты же вчера мне верил.
You said you believed me yesterday.
Никто ключи от машины не видел?
Has everyone seen my car keys?
Вроде оставлял на подоконнике.
I remember leaving them on the windowsill.
Вроде.
Right.
Вроде оставлял.
Maybe you did,
вроде
maybe
нет.
not. Also, sorry, I spoke over the dub.
Вроде взрослый мужчина, отец двоих детей, а вроде...
You're a grown man, a father of two, and still...
Перестань, пожалуйста, Карина.
Karina, please stop.
Дай мне спокойно собраться.
Just let me get ready in peace.
В корзине твои ключи, возле телефона.
Your keys in the basket near the phone.
Огромное тебе человеческое спасибо.
Well, thank you very much.
Антон, ешь быстрее, а то как мученик сидишь.
And Anton, stop making a martyr of yourself and finish eating already.
А сова?
But the owl...
Не было там никакой совы.
There was no owl.
Была.
But there was one.
Глазюки огромные. Во, и светятся.
It had giant glowing eyes. Ollie sprung up from the chair. Also, I clicked the wrong button every time. It's like my mouse. I like try to touch anything and it does the menu pause thing. Ollie sprung up from the chair and placed her hands on her little face, imitating a pair of eyes with her fingers, the size of an apple each.
В прошлом году бабай в шкафу. Сейчас сова?
Last year, you had Popeye in your closet. Also, can I click this? Is it gonna do anything?
Я же
Nope.
видела.
But I saw it. Ollie shifted her gaze back and forth from dad to mom to me, but couldn't find any support.
А ты не думала подружиться с ней, нет?
Have you thought about befriending it?
Вымышленными
You know, like feeding it like an imaginary
покормить,
mice?
Не подначивай ребенка.
Don't bully our girl.
Просто мала еще. И спать одна боится.
She's just afraid to sleep alone because she's still little. Ollie pouted her lips in rebellion and rushed into the hallway. The staircase that led to the second floor creaked. Oh, she's getting angry. Mama gave Dad a strict look. Oh, look at her eyes. It's so uncomfortable to be pinned under it. Dad just snorted in reply and left, ringing with keys he just found. A minute had passed, and the theme song from Little Mermaid echoed through the house. It was stored on an incredibly worn-out cassette tape, which Dad already had glued together once. It's so easy to fix objects by gluing them back together, for example. But how would you fix a relationship? Oh wow, you're 13 and you already trying to figure out how to fix relationships? Mom moved out of the living room, and I was left alone, anxiously stealing glances at the window. Ollie had trouble sleeping ever since we moved in the house, or in this house. She would toss and turn or curl up into a ball under her blanket. Sometimes she would jump in the middle of the night and turn on the VCR. Cartoons helped her take her mind off the troubles we had with the move and our parents. And Ollie said that she saw a giant flying monster outside her window. She became obsessed with it. Our parents did everything within their power. They tried every little trick to get rid of those ridiculous fears. Ollie refused to sleep alone and didn't believe that the owl was one of her nightmares. After last night, I was unsure what to make of my sister's words, what to think of it myself. Can nightmares be infectious? Or infectious? That night, oh my god, I clicked the wrong thing again. Stop. The night I couldn't get a wink of sleep and ended up thinking of what to expect from my new school. There were a couple of days left before the beginning of a new term. My imagination drew along twisting hallways that led to classrooms full of kids. Hola, hello Sancho Pans, how you doing? I'm doing a lot of reading, so this would be nice. This would be a very nice stream to watch. The blink. Okay, but all the students behind their desks were simply dark figures, cut out using a template. Circular holes gaped in the middle of their faces, and a pair of eyes blinked inside these holes, or those holes. Also, I can't see the chat. Me good, and how are you? I'm doing alright. Just playing this, very nice visual novel game that I never played for a long time. Because I never had time. It was as if completely different creatures were looking at me from behind the flat black silhouettes. Their cruel glares filled with icy sneers made me shiver from head to toe. Will I survive here? When they hang up on me and beat me down, stomp on me with their bloodied shoes? The damn school can burn for all I care. I just wished for anything to happen to it. Doesn't really matter what. I didn't want to go there that badly. Another Russian novel horror game? Yeah, it is! How do you know it was Russian? How did you know? I didn't want to see people who are just itching to smack me on the head, trip me up, think of a new offensive name for me, worse than the previous one. I felt like the glasses I wore made me an outsider, or some sort of a monster. My gaze slid across the drawing hanging on the wall. I couldn't consider myself a great artist, but Olia begged me to hang them. Drawing was the only thing that made me happy as of late. The small circle of friends I had also enjoyed my paintings. They were promised to call me from time to time. Sometimes I imagined Mom picking up the phone and saying in a cold voice, "You've got the wrong number." Or, "Anton is not around." Anton is not around. I imagined my future classmates lying in their beds, just like me, listening to the howls of the invisible werewolves outside the window. Maybe my new classmates will like me after all? But who'd ever like a boy with thick glasses? I have glasses. I mean, my dad used to wear glasses when he was little, but now he's married the most beautiful woman on the planet, my mom. The house creaked, pressed by the wind. The condo we used to live in, a 9-floor concrete building, buzzed with the neighbor's drill, mumbled with a TV set from behind the wall, cried like a baby from a big family next door. Our current house, though I can't really call it new, was completely different. It was silent and easy going during the day. Its shadows lay dormant in the corners, on the closet cobwebs, and under the stairs. But they all woke up during the night. Something was watching me from every corner, almost as if the old pictures of my deceased family with their ashen eyes were hanging on the walls in my place of my drawings. The floor was squeaking, rusty drains were moaning, the attic was occupied by noisy drafts. One could think the house was performing some sort of demonic melody. Then I realized I was, in fact, hearing music. It was already playing for a good while. Somewhere at the edge of my perception, I could hear a flute. It was mixed in with the sounds of the wind, of the creaking old house, and my thoughts too. I stood up and rushed to the window. I wanted to reassure myself that this music was nothing more than a product of my imagination. It's not like someone is playing it there amidst the snowy night, right? But I do not join because of the game. It's just because I noticed you streaming, so yee. But yeah, I was asking, how do you know it was a Russian novel game? This is the question. I don't know anything more about it, lol. Because it doesn't say, oh look, this is a Russian game. Hold on. Oh, open. Someone was dancing in the field. Black silhouettes I could barely make out, with the dark forest as their backdrop. They jumped around, basked in the moonlight, bumped into piles of snow, rolled around, and crawled on all fours. Stories about wolves playing under the moon came to mind, but these were clearly not wolves. They stood upright at times, circled around, holding hands and whipping up snow, disappearing into the shadow for a brief moment and then come back. Sorry. Something bizarre was going on. Yeah, look at him go. Shadows dancing in the starless abyss made my imaginations go wild, making me anxious at the same time. Yeah, just like I'm not human? Okay. So, no, I'm not human was Russian as well? I didn't know. Oh! Suddenly, the music had stopped. The dancing shadow froze in place. I could swear it pierced me with their eyes. While the silhouette immediately parted the bizarre carnival and sprinted across the field with giant leaps. Oh! Okay. It glowed on sneaky snow without leaving any prints, until it was devoured by the pitch-black shadow of my house, which became even darker and thicker. Pico the Trap, hello! How you doing? My heart was jumping like the bird inside a cage. I shut the curtains with a swift motion and stepped back toward the bed. They saw me. A freezing torrent of fear washed over me. I stood in the middle of a perfectly dark room and listened to some unwanted guests move and scrape around looking for an entrance. The sound moved to the lights, then circled around the house. Now my guests should be in the front door. I jumped into bed and covered myself with a blanket as if it would protect me. No, I don't think it will. The shackles of fear locked my muscles. I remember the funeral. My grandma laying there, hand across her chest, her facial features sharp like a tin doll. Ants running up and down the legs of chair that held up my grandma's casket. I imagined those little creatures climbing up her head and pulling her eyelids with their tiny legs. Then her wrinkly eyeballs would once again move inside their socket, and she'd be able to see her grandchildren. I was chanting the spell she taught me throughout the whole procedure, and now, lying under the blanket and listening to squeaks and howls, I was repeating the same
На
words.
острове Буяне, в синем океане, стоит домовина, в ней сало и глина, волосы седые, чертям еда, раба Божьего Антона не тронут никогда.
Sorry, okay. On the island of Boyan, underneath the blemished sun, in the sea of color blue, stands a cabin made of wood. There lay Lard in ashen hair, for a spawn from Devil's Lair. To feast, always alone, God's faithful servant named Anton.
Бесы забудут дорогу к дому.
Evil leave this house must.
Мертвый к мертвому, швой к швому.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Bizarre sound had disappeared. I cautiously peeked out of under the blanket and saw the curtains waving around like a hanged man. And then the night doused me like a new portion of boiling terror. Sounds crashed at my eardrums. In reality, something or someone was scratching at the front door, hurriedly clawing at the wood, demanding to be let in. The door was shut. Dad had become very cautious recently, so he installed a sturdy lock. I remember him staring at the forest intently as if he was looking for someone.
Мертвое к мертвому,
Okay,
живое к
ashes.
живому.
Dust to dust. I hugged my knees, placing my chin between them, and drilled the door with my eyes. It was so flimsy and weak before the might of darkness. And then the doorknob twisted slightly. And then it turned halfway, once, twice, as if a person who tried to enter had no hands. The doorknob turned once more, and then it started clicking violently. My jaw calmed my fear. My white fingers clutched the blanket. The door creaked open. The wind taunted me, moaning inside the tin drains. Now, you'll see. The door was wide open. Darkness withered inside the carnivorous mouth of a doorway. Okay, to Tusha. It was as if the night itself was calling me out, flapping its black wings and squealing with rusty hinges. I was trembling, ensnared by the web of darkness that hung in the corners of my room, waiting for the one who weaved it to come out from the gaping black hole. Or Tawny. My abdomen tightened and my chest rose up, ready to exhale a desperate scream. And before I was able to do anything, the darkness asked me,
Ты спишь, Тоша?
Haha, Tosha, are you asleep? My sister's pale face protrude from the thick shadows. I almost screamed from relief.
Оля, я не сплю. Что случилось?
Olia, I'm not sleeping. Did something happen? Olia frowned. Oh, hold on. Ah, it says Tosha, but it's Tony for some reason. Yay, because of this Russian game. They're not doing the subtitles correctly, I think. Olia frowned and stuck her lower lip, a clear sign that she was about to cry.
Оно опять прилетело и пялится на меня.
It's there again, staring at me.
Прогони ее, Тоша. Прогони, пожалуйста.
Sure away, Tosha, please.
Я так боюсь.
I'm so scared. The fear was tormenting me just a minute ago, crawled away and hid somewhere in my stomach. I needed to calm Olia down.
Это был сон, глупая. Не пугайся. Сны не кусаются. Никто тебя не обидит.
It was just a dream, silly. Don't be scared. Dreams don't bite. No one's gonna harm you. Olia sobbed. She was trying her best to believe me. But was I sure myself?
У меня есть идея.
I have an idea.
Пойдем к тебе в комнату, видик посмотрим. Спящую красавицу, например.
Let's go to your room and watch the video, Sleeping Beauty, for example.
Тебе же нравится этот мультик?
You like that cartoon, don't you?
Почему у спящей красавицы принца у меня эта страшная птица?
The dub not interrupting you much? Well, I love, or I'm learning Russian, so it's fine. I'm like learning while playing, which is good. It's fine by me. Why does the Sleeping Beauty have a prince and I have a scary bird? That question took me by surprise.
Ладно, давай посмотрим Золушку.
Alright, let's watch Cinderella. My thoughts became tangled, fuzzy. What was that? What studied me with its eyes while dancing feverishly under the moon? The darkness was clinging to the window, and I couldn't be fooled by Grandpa's old chants. I could like, wait, hold on. Sorry, game, sorry. I can just like go here and like voice, like lower it down, and I won't have to hear the subtitles or the dub anymore. Come on. I don't want to like take over the game. I want to experience it for reals. You know, because the people who did the voices are actually very good. And I couldn't be satisfied with the feast of lard and long ashen hair.
Тоша, ты идешь?
Tosha, are you coming?
Да, сейчас.
Yes, just a moment. Oh! Did I die? Bro, did I die? Oh. Okay. That's why I didn't laugh. I want to laugh at Olia and her owl in the morning. Bling blong, bling blong. Who could have visiting us here in the middle of nowhere? The spookies. We don't know anyone around here. So persistent. I felt extremely unsettled from the silly thought of our morning guests could have come from the woods. Didn't expect a jump scare? Me neither. That makes two of us. I didn't expect to be a jump scare there. I could barely hear voices coming from the front door. My mind was urging me to hide. In the closet. Under the table. Behind the curtains where Olia always hides.
Тоша, подойди-ка сюда.
Tosha, come here. I felt like the kettlebells were tied to my feet. but I still dragged them toward the hallway. Oh damn, policemen. A couple policemen towered over me in the doorway. They smell like frost and worry. My mom always winced and grumbled the moment she saw patrol cars. Worse than bandits. At the moment, though, she looked somewhat confused.
Здравствуйте.
Yeah. Здравствуйте. It's hello. Very nice. The senior officer, who wore a grim expression, nodded.
Тут мальчик вчера потерялся. Вовой зовут.
Ah. A boy had gone missing yesterday. His name is Vova.
Глянь, пожалуйста.
Look
Ты
at
его
this,
не видел?
please. Have you seen him? Also, sorry, I talked over the dub again. The policeman held out a photograph to me. I love the animation, the style of this game. It's very nice. It was a ginger boy around the age of elementary school, pictured on the wall carpet as the backdrop. He had the striped cat in his hand and wore a wide smile.
Нет.
No, I haven't.
Точно? Посмотри внимательнее.
Are you sure? Look closely.
Где мне его видеть? Я тут никого не знаю, да и из дома-то почти не выхожу.
Help! Help me! Okay, where would I see him? I don't know anyone around here. I barely have to leave the house.
А может, видел в окно?
Well, maybe you've seen him from the window.
Да, у тебя ведь окна на лес.
That's right. The windows look straight at the forest, don't they? The window.
Нет, не видел.
No, I haven't seen anything.
Ясно.
He sounded tired with his eyes. His stare, long and heavy, was full of suspicion. I squirmed unwittingly under the weights of guilt which his giant shadow cast over me. The policeman finally tore his eyes from me and glanced over the hallway, the stairway, and the cracks in the ceiling, which I haven't noticed before for some reason.
Вы, кстати, как на новом месте? Попривыкли уже?
How do you like your new place, by the way? Getting used to it?
Понемногу. Только вот дочка маленькая по городу скучает.
Bit by bit, it's just our little daughter misses a city a lot.
Скучает, значит. Из местных вас никто не беспокоит?
Missing the city, huh? Have the locals been treating you well? Also, yeah, thank you for the hydrate.
Все хорошо, спасибо.
Yes, everything is alright, thank you. I did drink. The policeman pierced through me one more time with his brown eyes. My head started spinning.
Может, вам помочь как-то?
Can I help you somehow? I asked with a shaky voice to look like a polite boy and to end this unpleasant conversation sooner.
Я вот стою и думаю.
Now that I think about it,
Ты, малец, на племеша моего похож.
you look like one of my nephews, little fella.
Шустрый парнишка твоих лет. С такими же окулярами. Все книжками зачитывался. Детективами.
He's a boy around your age, wears the same type of goggles. Haha. Always engrossed in reading those mystery novels.
Когда летом погостить приезжал. Говорит, что в школу милиции мечтает поступить.
Bork. Also, he told me he wanted to enroll in a police school when his family visited this summer.
Как я. Хотел людям помогать. Смекаешь?
Wanted to help other people just like me, see? I felt uncomfortable, as if a distant relative, not a police officer, stood before me.
Ох, ребятушки.
You know what?
Сидите-ка вы лучше дома. Не ввязывайтесь ни во что. Жизнь сейчас совсем другая пошла.
Little boys like you should stay at home, steer away from the trouble. The times have changed so much. Mom injected in Cole's voice.
Мне ли не знать?
You don't say.
Ну да ладно.
Ah, well then.
Ты, Антон, в каком классе учишься?
What grade are you in, Anton?
В 6.
Друзей-то на новом месте еще не завел?
I said the sixth. Have you made any friends here so far?
Пока нет. Я только после каникул в школу пойду.
Not yet. I'll be going to school for the first time after the break.
Тогда вот вам на всякий случай мой номер. Звоните, если узнаете что.
Okay, that's very generous. Then I'll leave you my number, just in case. Call me if you have any new info. The policemen were gone, oh sorry, along with their shadows, the smell of cheap cologne, and the photo of a smiling boy. His face still stood before my eyes. I wondered what it was like for him, being all alone, there. For some reason, I thought of the forest, swaying in the wind. Meh, I'm going to make some tea with a slice of cake. Me starving? Yee, this is gonna be a long game, so yee. You grab them snacks. If you're gonna watch, of course. Because I don't think this game is, like, very tiny, even though it's in the name. But I think it's a long game. So there's a save and everything. I don't know where are we gonna use the save. Yeah. Oh my god, there's slots. More slots. 10? What is this? A lot of slots for a small game. Hee hee, funny joke. Yeah, be right back. Okay, take care. Hold on. For some reason, I thought the forest swaying in the wind. What did his poor parents feel? What if what? What am I doing? English, please. And what would my parents do if I were gone or gone missing? Would they cry and thrash around hysterically? Or would they accuse each other like they always do and forget about me eventually?
Мам, а Вова этот в нашем лесу заблудился?
Mom, this Vova, did he go missing in our forest?
Выходит, что так. Бедный ребенок.
Rebuke his child. Seems like a poor child. Looked out the window at the road. The police, that word, drove off toward the village. The officer's nephew came to mind when I was splitting off old paint from the windowsill. I remembered all the teenage mystery novels from the Black Kitty series I've read this summer. The average boys and girls investigated all sorts of mysteries there. They looked for clues, spied on suspicious people, and after a set of amazing adventures, bam! Solved any complicated case. They became local celebrities and must have made their parents very proud. I noticed a trail of policemen footprints that led to the forest. And then it clicked in my head. Why don't I start an investigation of my own? Maybe I'll find that lost boy. And I'll get a reward. Olya will be so happy. Not only Olya, Mom and Dad too. Maybe they'll even forget about her squirrels for a while. Or even save us from the D word. Yeah, look, Mom and Dad, I solved the mystery. And they filed divorce either way. I fantasized about buying Olya a Tamagotchi and getting a cassette player and a bunch of tapes for myself. And a whole box of Kinder Surprise. Yeah, this was always on the list. When was the last time our parents bought us any toys? Last item... I think my dad had lost his job at the time. There was an annoying song about it. I had no idea what the accountant's job like. They count money, I think. Well, I think it's more than that. It's like more numbers and counting and something like that. Neighbors used to envy us. But nowadays, Mom and Dad barely had money to afford sweets. And Dad would always divide a single chocolate bar between me and Olya. Sometimes I give her my share too. No matter how much I wanted to eat sweets, she was still just a peepsqueak. Peepsqueak? What is this word? Pipsqueak. What? Pip. I'm dying. Is it pipsqueak? Okay, I gotta do that. I don't care. I couldn't wait to go out looking for
Пойду
clues.
погуляю.
I'm going outside.
Ага, сейчас.
Yeah, right.
Чтобы потом милиционеры с твоей фотографией по домам ходили.
You want the police to go around with your photograph next?
Лес вон какой густой.
The forest is so thick.
А если мальчика звери дикие утащили? Или того хуже?
What if a boy got snatched up by wild animals or something even worse? even worse, echo through the hallway.
Да я рядом буду. В лес не пойду.
I won't go far. I'll stay away from the forest.
Что я тебе сказала? Мне дважды повторять.
Did you hear what I said, or should I repeat myself?
Лучше портфель собери или соли поиграй.
Go pack your school bag, or play with Olia. The sound of splashing water came from the kitchen. It meant that the argument was over and Mom had the last word. Ah, I can go outside. Okay, I'm gonna save. This is where I save. This is where the game starts. Okay, I'm excited. Now I have options. Okay, let's go to the front yard and get jump scared by Mom.
Антон,
Anton,
сейчас ремня получишь. Ни
А вот-
шагу за порог.
I'll whip you if you make a single step out the door. Okay, so I have no option. Okay, Mom is making an interesting sound. Ah, interactables. Okay, that's even better. Okay, that's cool. The Cross had seen so many people come and go in this house. It was black as if it was absorbed all human sin from a long years. It was hanging onto the ceiling. After Grandma died, Mom was going to take it off and hang a horseshoe in its place. It was a lucky charm. But she got herself with the cross's sharp corner and almost fell from the stepladder. Dad called it a sign from above and ordered the cross to be left alone in its rightful place. Okay. My parents prohibited me from making long-distance calls. From time to time, I really want to hear my old friends. Sometimes I would just pick up the phone and listen to a low hum of zoomer in the distance crackling, imagining the wind howling in the ice. Leaden chords. Leaden chords? Mom's pick top, a family relic. My mom played with it when she was little, and then she gifted it to me. Olia was the next succession line. The toy belonged to her now. She stared at the dancing spindle as if it could show her something, a fairy tale, or maybe even a future. Now, even my little sister was a bit too old for her old squeaky pig top. Okay, let's see the kitchen. The side of the ocean freezer was checkered by a childish drawings, mom recipes, and all kinds of stickers, and bubblegum with dinosaurs that Olia liked so much. What? Among that still life pictures hung a piece of ruled paper and a phone number of a police officer who visited us. First Lieutenant Tikhonov. I read inside my mind, looking at the officer's sprawling handwriting. The scrap of paper was held by toy, and those pieces just barely covered up the numbers as if to taunt me. I leaned towards it to unveil the mystery and take a piece to a safer place where I could wait for its time when I would finally find Vova in the first call to police with happy news.
Антон,
Anton! Mom reapproaches, reproachful eyes staring at me.
зачем тебе? Не трогай, потеряешь же.
What do you need it for? Hands off, you'll lose it. Angry at my mom was the last thing I wanted to do, so I lowered my hand. Okay, let's talk to Mom. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna do the crossword. I took a peek at my mom's crossword. She would get very angry when someone gave her advice. So me and Dad faked knowing the answers and being about to reveal it all the time. I smelled the fleeting thought. Vertical 9-letter, the name of Philistine deity that protected from the viper bites, had a nickname, the Lord of Flies. The second letter is E. It was difficult to lie to Mom, but there was no other way for me to run away from home.
Мам, там что-то с телевизором случилось.
Oh no! Mom, something's wrong with the TV.
Картинка какая-то тусклая,
The
и
picture's-
экран весь в полосах.
Sorry, the picture is dim and there's stripes all over the screen. Mom's face became visibly distorted.
Без ножа меня режешь. Дострелялся в уток своих.
Ah, you're killing me here. So, have you had enough of shooting those stupid ducks now? Oh, she's mentioning the duck season game. Of course, because this is like old-timey thing.
Говорила же, посадите мне кинескоп своей приставкой.
Told you, the kinescope will go dim because of your console.
Где мы теперь мастера найдем в дыре этой, а?
Where will we find a TV technician in this hole? Huh?
Может быть, просто настройки сбились?
Maybe it's just the settings?
Сходи, посмотри, пожалуйста.
Please, go see it for yourself.
Нормально же работал с утра.
Strange, you worked fine in the morning.
Из-за снегопада, наверное, неполадки.
Maybe the snowfall caused it. Mom rubbed her hands clean on her apron and went to Ollie's room. There we go. Now we can leave. Okay, there's the radio. Hold on. There's no time for this. Mom will come back soon. Okay, wait. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, let's save. Now we leave. Okay? Okay, Mom will be back. We'll be back soon. I opened the front gate and went into the field. Also, I see a 6 right there. Carefully, so Mom wouldn't see me from the window. When I crossed half the distance toward the forest, the snow piles became so high as my knees. I remembered my nightly fears. I saw me back with the Napoleon cake. Let's go. Are you talking about like a short cake? Cat clap. I love those emotes. I saw those silhouettes around here. They were jumping around, holding hands. That hypnotizing music started playing in my head, all on its own. In the light of day, those distant figures felt like a simple dream. The sun turned my nightmares to ash, but the aftertaste was still there. Distance ringing in my ears. Distorted shadows. Crawling on this... Stop, crows. Crawling on the snow alongside me. And barely audible whispers in my head. Blurry and almost kind. Everything was silent. So silent I felt like the world was totally empty. No ground, no sky, no parents, no Alia. The time reached its limits on a one-way trip that ended at the forest's spiny stockade. Sometimes silence was much scarier than any screams. Our parents would scream at each other, always arguing, and both me and Alia turned into stone listening to them. But then, always came the ringing silence. Also, hope you enjoyed the cake that you got. Our apartment became numb a couple of days before we departed. It was hard to remember the last time Mom and Dad joked around, laughing or spent time together, almost like all of it was a previous life, or was in a previous life. When they kissed, with Alia present, she always frowned and snorted in a funny way. But one day, it all changed. What did Dad do? Something important had left our home, and something scary filled the remaining void. It was as if a fire broke out and our parents were hurriedly packing our belongings, trying to save themselves and us. From who, though? For the people... Okay, sorry. I clicked again. For people with dead cold eyes who sometimes visited us in our previous home. The eyes that only saw balls of worms in the black ground and everything. And somewhere far away, a siren was going off, trying to warn us that the coming minutes. Damn, look at me. I shuddered, chasing away my delusions, and looked around. There were only me, the white field, and the wind that was whipping up icy dust and belts of powdered snow. I squinted from the sun and turned my eyes in the sunless forest. It looked especially dark in the contrast with the building whiteness. Knobby tree roots slithered under the snow like fat snakes. Rotten leaves and, that word, needles, froze into ice. Harry Potter from Russia? Yeah, it is. It is the Harry Potter from Russia. Oh, I see it. There's a glove. Dry, prickly branches intertwined, bringing up uncomfortable thoughts about fences. Were they protecting the forest? Or were they keeping something from breaking out? Some object was hanging from one of the pointy branches. I tried to get closer, drowning in snow. When I almost got the edge of the forest, I saw a knitted mitten. It looked like a wounded bird among the hungering. That word. Semi-dark? Should I take it to the police? Their senior officer looked gloomy, but still reminded me of Captain Casanova from my favorite TV show called The Streets of Broken Lights. He was also always anxious, with a tired look in his eyes, but still brave and strong. Will the smitten help them find the lost boy? Vova! I heard a distant shout that came from the river. Vova! As if the trees were calling out for someone. Vova! Word sounded closer to me. Someone was standing there behind the trees, hiding. Oh, I can hear it. Vova! I knew someone was looking for the lost boy, but still. Something was unsettling about that figure. Its stillness. How it was bent unnaturally toward the ground. There was no one there, just branches and roots. It's all just my imagination. A nearby bird flapped its wing loudly. Oh! There was someone right there! A shadow split from the tree and disappeared from my sight. Looked away for just a moment, but I turned my gaze back to the same place. It was gone. So it was my imagination after all. Silence reigned from a painfully long time. Get the thing! Quickly! Before you get jump scared. My muscles were tightly sprung and my heart was beating somewhere in my throat. Any noise, a little movement, any small whispers from the thickened and odd sprint. But nothing of that sort happened. Now the Slender Man strikes again. Yeah, it is. I looked at the mitten once more. Take it! Take that shit! Okay, hold on, let me save first. I want to die. Like, I want to see what happens if I take it. Am I gonna die? I decided to take the lonely mitten from the branch. Bro. Bro. Vova! Get it! I shout, rumbled across the field and, dissolved into the distance. No echo. No hope for a reply. Grab it! I stepped toward the bristly trees and tried to claim my find. It didn't budge. I pulled harder, the branch cracked, and the mitten tore off, landing in my hand with a squishy sound. All too heavy, wet. I squeezed it without thinking, and something dark spilled from it, forming a tiny string between the mitten and the snow. Steam rose from the snow pile. Is it blood? It's blood! No! They killed him. I froze in place, studying my palms in disgust. Read. The sound of something something that I didn't read. Hold on. The sound of cracking branches invaded the silence. I had to think twice before running away. Someone was chasing me from the darkness, breaking pine branches close in the distance with giant leaps. Someone was slowing me down. A crazy thought flew through my mind. I'll get got. They'll get me. If they're dragged into the thicket, I'll be gone forever. But there was one more voice, probably one of reason. It gave me strength, spurred me on. You can do it. Don't stop. What the heck? You heard an animal roar behind me. Okay, that was... It was so loud, my ears went numb. Felt like the sound had come from a pack of hungry beasts rather than a single one. The good thing is not an entire hand on the stick, you knows. Yeah. Their nostril sucked in freezing air. They sensed my fear. Two giant wings flapped above my head. An enormous shadow flew over the clearing, a hoot, a wheeze. The roaring coming from all directions now. From the dried up raspberry bush, from twisted pines, under the windfall. Hurry, run, don't look back. Felt like I was inside a nightmare. The snow clearing became vicious like quicksand. I was stuck in place. I pulled my leg from this musty trap just to be caught in a new one, even deeper than before. I continued to drown, sinking deeper and deeper with every desperate push. Was snow ever this sticky? I screamed in horror after realizing this wasn't snow. Someone or something in the snow pile was clutching my pants. So maybe Vova is alive, I believe at least. Maybe. I gathered all my strength and rushed forward. The pressure on my leg was gone. The boot slipped out of the hole and my soles were on hard surface again. I reached a clear path with one jump, and from there, ran to my house. Oh, I made it! The gloomy facade didn't look threatening now. That house was the line of defense from the shadows that flipped their wings and the creatures that were hidden under the snow. I tripped over the doorstep and smashed into the door. In all my hurry, I still managed to notice some claw marks. As if a dog was striking the wood with its paws, demanding to be let in. So I could escape the cold. I hadn't noticed these marks when I was leaving. The heartbeat in my ears was much louder than my surroundings. I couldn't hear whether someone was following me or not. What if they were already in the front yard and Mom had locked the door? Drowning in fear, I pulled on the doorknob and it obediently gave away. There we go. We're in! I rolled onto the hallway and shut the door behind me. Okay, we made it. We're doing good. The porch planks creaked as my pursuers ascended the stairs. My fingers slipped off the lock and couldn't click it into place. I gritted my teeth and pulled hard on the iron knob, whipping it between the boards. I stared blankly at the door. Someone was standing on the other side. Kind of intense, but yeah, good job. Clappy. Okay, pitiful, flimsy barrier that was probably less useful than blankets. Wheezing breath reached into the house and crashed at me in waves. It smelled like pine and sweat. Mom peeked out of the kitchen and chastised me with the same frigid voice she was always used when talking to Dad.
Что конкретно тебе не ясно в просьбе не хлопай дверьми?
Okay, continue. What exactly do you understand when I told you never slam the door?
Я случайно.
I didn't mean to. And I skipped a line of dialogue. Let's go back. I snuck a glance. Okay, I didn't mean to. I snuck a glance at the door, and the smell was gone. And the breath was too. If there was someone in the first place, of course. Here, a mere 5 meters away from Mom, my fear was slowly weakening, melting like snow in spring. And with it, the last bit of strength I had left in my body too. My leg gave way. Why do you keep misclicking? I like try to like put my finger and it automatically clicks the right button and it does this. Sorry. I'm just like comfortable. My leg gave way. I propped up myself against the wall so I wouldn't fall over. Mom's expression had changed immediately. The cold mask of strictness and detachment was gone. Mom looked the same as before all those quarrels. She finally saw my condition, my wet pants plastered with snow.
Ты где был? Я тебе что говорила, а? Чтобы ты дома сидел.
Where have you been? What did I tell you, huh? I told you to stay home.
Я и для тебя пустое место.
Am I nothing to you? Oh no. I got afraid she would cry. I reached out to her when I was like very little and wanted her to cuddle me. But Mom regained her composure, fast to put her usual face. Her eyes shine like steel, her voice rang
У
out.
отца сигареты пропали.
Your dad can't find his cigarettes.
Признавайся, ты их стащил?
Be honest, did
Курить
you snatch them?
бегаешь?
Were you smoking in secret?
Там за мной кто-то гнался. И я думал, меня...
There was someone chasing me, I thought. I started as soon as I started explaining myself. Jesus Christ, calm down. My phone is charged, so I'm just taking off the charger so it doesn't overcharge. There we go. I started as soon as I started explaining myself. Tears welled up in my eyes. Mom leave the words means and sniffed my clothes like a beast searching for the smell of tobacco. Then she squinted her eyes in suspicion and looked into the front yard. Is she seeing the blood on my hand? Her expression changed in an instant as she covered her mouth with her hand.
Гляди, вон же они. Прямо у забора.
Look over there, at the fence. My heart started thumping as if I became prey once again and my pursuer were following me in the field. I could swear that I could have heard something scratch at the door, just like in my nightmare. My mom beckoned me with her finger, and I gathered all my remaining bravery to look into the kitchen window facing my fear. Oh, there were dogs! I could barely discern some hairy silhouettes swimming in the snow through the icy winter patterns on the glass. Dogs? A small pack of strays with no name or owner, barely reminding of the hungry monsters that lived on the edge of the forest.
Божечки, ты их испугался? Да они сами тебя перепугаются, Антон.
Oh boy, were you scared of them? I think they'd rather be scared of you, Anton.
Они гнались за мной,
They were chasing me
словно за зайцем.
like a bunny.
А вдруг они бешеные?
What if they had rabid? The smile slowly disappeared from Mom's face, because it's logical. Now she looked at the dogs as if it was her first time seeing them.
Что если они нападут на Олю?
What if they attacked Olya?
Мам,
Mom?
Вот бы твой отец их всех перестрелял.
I wish your dad could just shoot them all.
мама, они живые.
Mom, look, they're alive.
А что?
Huh? What?
Ты уж определись? Они тебе друзья или враги?
Are they your friends or your foes? After all, make up your mind.
Не маленький ведь уже.
You're not a little kid anymore. Mom sighed in annoyance, and I felt so bitter that I bit my lower lip and fixed my gaze on the cobweb-ridden corner just to keep myself from crying. Well, some detective I am. In reality, I was risking my life among monsters, but rather my pants among a pack of stupid strays. Like a bunny? But which one? Like a tiny bunny? Okay, I'm sorry. You're fine. And what for? What use do I have for this? Mitten. Of course! A dark and sticking mitten that belonged to the boy that made a squishy sound in my head. Or my hand. Seemed like I was clutching it the whole time. It's my trump card as a detective. I hurried to present this clue to my mom.
Мам, смотри, это Вовина варежка.
Yeah, Mom, look at this thing Look at this bloody mitten I found. Look at me, I'm a good detective and I'm touching it with my hand, no gloves. And no little packet to put it in. Bro. Wow, yeah, look. Well, she didn't notice this when I came in, so come on. Like, it's very obvious.
Ну того, про которого утром милиция спрашивала.
The boy the police were asking about in the morning.
Она вся в крови, на дереве висела. Вон там, могу показать.
It's drenched in blood. I found it hanging on a tree. I can show you where.
Давай в милицию скорее позвоним, как нас участковый просил.
I would not be surprised if there was still chopped off arrest. Yeah, maybe. Let's call the police right away, like the officer had told us to.
Мам, гляди!
Mom, look.
Фу!
Ew! A shadow of doubt slowly crept onto Mom's contorted face, as if she was trying to remember something distant, like someone tries to remember their dream, but their image slips away.
А ну-ка прекрати сейчас же.
Stop at this moment.
Оля тебя услышит, с ума
Olya will
сойдет.
go and see if she hears you.
Она и так не спит. На все подряд жалуется.
She already has trouble sleeping and whines all the time.
Еще и ты со своими шуточками.
And you joke around like this? Mom, I don't think you understand that I really have a bloodied mitten. Come on, stop joking. Come on, man. Come on, Anton, stop doing this. Bro. You have to, call the police. Maybe she killed the kid and she's a witch. And we are in his chocolate house. Oh! Oh! Okay. So I was imagining things. Okay, I see how it is. At that moment, I realized the man was actually wet from snow. Wow. Very cool. There was no blood whatsoever. I wanted to sink through the floor from embarrassment. Well, it didn't look like it was water a second ago, so... Yee, I don't know.
Иди сюда, паникер.
Come here. My boy who cried wolf.
Да не стой столбом. Вот, таблетку на. Быстро пей.
What? My pills? Oh, don't just stand there. Come take your pills. You're a very crazy person pills, man. Just take them. Well, that explains a lot of things. Well, I am crazy after all. A golden-colored pill, reminiscent of deep wasps, fell into my palm.
Я уже пил сегодня, за завтраком.
I already took one during breakfast.
Попререкайся мне еще.
Don't talk over me.
Сказала дома сидеть, нет же.
I told you to stay home, and you.
Был бы отец, выпорол.
Dad would have given you a good whooping for that.
Сейчас же выпей, а то ночью не уснешь. Тебе ведь в школу завтра.
Come on, take it. You won't be able to sleep at night, and you have school tomorrow. So I had to swallow the bitter medication, drinking it down with similarly alpha water that gave off a taste of chlorine. Maybe it wasn't Vova's min. Maybe it wasn't a min at all. Just like the forest monsters. And Ollie's owl. Am I going mad? What's happening to me? No! Not the psychological horror game. Either the pill had an immediate effect or my overexerted brain didn't let fear inside anymore. Serenity washed over me. Oh my god, bringing Yanni indifference along with it.
Антон, выпил? Можешь, если захочешь.
Anton, you done? See, you can do it when you try.
Раздевайся. Уснул, что ли?
Take off your coat. Are you asleep?
Нет, мам, просто задумался.
No, Mom. I'm just thinking.
Интересно, о чем же?
About what, I wonder?
Так, глупости всякие.
Just something silly. Mom scrutinized me with suspicious eyes, as if she wasn't sure she was looking at her own son, and not some doppelganger that came from the forest.
Точно все нормально?
Is everything alright?
У тебя такое лицо было, когда милиционер про окно спросил.
You had the same exact expression when the police asked you about the window.
Все нормально, мам.
I'm alright, Mom. She heaved a deep sigh.
Хорошо.
Fine. It seemed like the house has changed. The sofa fabric had become discolored. The fingerprints appeared on the bathroom tiles. The light bulb also felt different, dimmer and yellower. Even the saliva inside my mouth had different taste. Melody from Aladdin could be heard from the upper floor. Molly was then rewatching her favorite Little Mermaid episode and switched to the other tapes. I slowly changed into my home clothes, stopped before the sink, and studied my reflection in the mirror. Like I was trying to solve one of those spot the difference puzzles. Then I went upstairs. Car and Lago's voice died down. I walked past Ollie's bedroom and slept into my own. Oh, now we get to explore my room. Let's read first. My Triceratops figurine. I'm not gonna read that again. I know about all sorts of dinosaurs. I'm not gonna read those. I remember going to movies to see Jurassic Park when we still lived in the city and taking pictures with a T-Rex in the hall. It turned its head and roared. It was awesome. And next to it was a Robotech Transformer. I love this cartoon. When a jet fighter speeds up into intro among the sound of blaster fire. You know what's next 20 minutes will be surely amazing. Okay, Zentride space station is captured. Rick, get ready for battle. Very nice. Okay, let's see this one first. Monsters, ghosts, and UFOs. What are you, Alcaran from the Dandaran series? You're watching the ghosts and monsters and UFOs. Are you the nerd? Are you a nerd? Kidding. Okay, a paranormal phenomenon from Brosman Publishing. I've heard about the Loch Ness Monster, Medusa, Gorgon, and Bigfoot from there. Ollie is always scared of the book. He could barely handle sifting through the monsters and alien sections with me. But the middle part, where they start to talk about the ghosts, really freaked her out. I even remember haunting ghosts after I'd read that book. I measured the distance between items on my table every evening and checked if they were moved due to some supernatural force. Supernatural force come the morning? What? They didn't. But to be honest, what was I expecting? To meet Casper the Ghost? Okay, nerd. I've dreamt of becoming an artist since Dad bought me my first comic book. Fly magazine was the coolest. I especially liked the big space related edition with alien monsters. That funny episode about that word. I started drawing all sorts of stuff since that day, and I seem to be getting pretty good at it. One of my letters even got published in Fly once. Maybe someday I'll even publish my comic. Yee, very nice. One of the drawers were empty. I had the mitten there. Simple action drained the last bit of strength from me. Okay, gotta go sleep. I sat on the bed, and I noticed that there was something behind the curtains. My tired hand dropped to the sheets. Whether it was due to the medication I took or the stress I underwent, the room began to contort as if the wind was blowing the walls out like a pair of snails. The corner of the room bent and undulated. The only stable thing in the whole room was the figure between the windowsill and the curtain. A flimsy piece of cloth was stuck to my hidden visitor. It reminded me of burial sheets. Now it's time to find the second glove, so our hand won't be cold anymore. Yee.
Оля,
Oh yeah? Who else would be standing there? I stood up and licked my dried up lips. You didn't have to do that. My lips were dry as well. Damn it.
Оля, очень смешно.
Yeah, Olia, it's so funny. The silhouette was unmoving. It was enveloped softly by the curtains. If there was a thick layer of darkness there, not a human being. I reached toward the curtain. Badum badum beat my heart, controlled by medication. The wind sang in the field with chorus of voices. For a second, I wanted to return to bed, just lie down and watch the person behind the curtain, knowing full well they were looking back at me. They were looking without blinking, waiting for me to fall asleep. Plastic rings rustled against the holder when I pulled open the curtains. It's gonna be nothing.
Попался!
Gotcha! Also, I already have mittens.
Да я сразу понял, что это ты.
I know it was you from the beginning. I blindingly bright hollow lit up. What? I blindingly bright hollow lit up above Olia's head with the setting sun as the background. My sister was shining. When she was a baby, Dad always used to say she was shining with happiness. Always retorted, but Dad, she's not some flashlight. But I brought her to the window one day, and the sunlight poured her smiling face. Okay. I felt like I was holding a light, woven child.
А я все видела.
I saw everything.
Да ну!
Oh, really?
Что ты спрятал?
What did you hide? She was just like my mom when she was little, before she put her sad mask of tiredness, switched to her commanding tone of voice.
Ничего, просто...
It's nothing, just... Ollie ran to the table, her eyes round, and asked,
Ты что-то украл и теперь прячешь?
You stole something and hid it there.
Ты вор?
Are you a thief?
Что? Глупая.
What? Don't be stupid.
Ничего я не крал.
I didn't steal anything. A clear image came to mind, that mitten hanging from the tree branch. What if I did steal it after all? From the forest, from the titled figure standing behind black trees. Ollie could be selfish and stubborn when she wanted.
Покажи тогда.
Then show me.
Поклянись, что никому не скажешь. Тогда покажу.
Swear that you won't tell anyone, and then I'll show you. Ollie wore a plotting smile.
Клянусь маминым сердцем.
I swear on Mom's heart. No! Not the heart, come on, just do something else. I know she heard from one of the movies about the pioneers we've watched.
Не говори так.
Yeah, don't say things like that, please stop. Don't do that. Also, what's the thing? What is this? Ah, thank you so much. That's very nice. It's like when we see like new words, it actually explains. Thank you so much. Okay, so Babai is a Slavic folklore, a nocturnal spirit used by parents to threaten their ill-behaving children. In UAZ is Soviet and Russian off-road freight passenger car brand, which was produced by Soviet Car Factory. Okay, I'm not gonna say it again. Oh, it's so nice. Yeah, I didn't know they were gonna do that. Black Kitty, a series of contemporary Russian original or translated teen mystery books. Accountant, a song by an all-female Soviet pop band by the name of that word, combination, that became widely popular in the early 90s. Streets of Broken Lights, a Russian mystery TV series telling a story of a daily life of Russian police officers. It's the longest running series in the history of Russian TV at the moment. Wow. Fly, the first Soviet and Russian periodic adult comic magazine. Extremely popular during the crazy 90s. What made the magazine stand out was the refusal to use materials from its foreign counterparts. Pioneer Movement, an umbrella term for communist children organization existing around the world. Somewhat reminiscent of the Scout movement. Okay. Very nice. Ollie nodded and made a gesture with her hand, locking her mouth with an imaginary key. She was filled with curiosity and was splashing in her giant eyes. I opened the door and Ollie leaned in, holding her breath. Looked like there was not just a simple mitten, but sort of exotic critter.
Это чья-то варежка?
Is this someone's mitten? She said that as if she couldn't understand what she saw.
Один мальчик потерял. И сам потерялся.
A certain boy lost it and got lost himself.
Теперь понимаешь, как опасно гулять в лесу, особенно детям.
Now, you don't understand how dangerous it is for kids to wander into the forest, right?
Ему, наверное, там очень холодно.
He must be really cold out there.
Его найдут?
Will they find him?
Обязательно.
They will.
Участковый по домам ходит, всем фотографию его показывает.
The police are going house to house, showing his photo to everybody. Ollie traversed the room with care and pressed her tiny palms against the window.
А почему он по домам ходит, а не по лесу?
Why are they going to the houses and not the forest?
Боится?
Are they scared? The question caught me off guard. They are scared.
Mилиционеры ничего не боятся.
The police aren't scared of
И
anything.
лес они прочесали.
They've already scouted the forest. Yeah, right. Flash, in the clouded mind. Did they really check every crook and cranny where darkness cold and whisper of icy branches dwell? If that's the case, how did they miss the mitten? Or did it appear later for me? I changed the topic. As if trying to get Olya as far as possible from the forest thicket.
Если я сам найду пропавшего мальчика, нам, может, награду дадут.
Oh, don't tell her that. We might get a reward if I go and find this boy by myself.
Кучу всякого, как в поле чудес.
A lot of stuff, like in Wheel of Fortune.
Клево же.
Sounds cool, right? Leia wasn't listening to me. She was piercing the forest with incredibly adult eyes, uncharacteristic for her.
А что, если эта сова его утащила?
What if the owl got to him?
Ерунда.
Nonsense.
Не может сова поднять человека.
An owl won't be able to lift a human.
Но вот что...
But you know what? I was picking my words with utmost care. I forced them with overexerted my... Oh, okay. I forced them out of my overexerted brain.
Ты в лес не суйся. Мне кажется, он какой-то...
Stay away from the forest. I think it's...
Как бы сказать... Проклятый, что ли?
How do I put it? It's cursed or something.
Как в сказке?
Just like in a fairy tale?
Нет, скорее, как на той страшной кассете, что родители прячут.
No, more like the spooky tape our parents hide from us. Olia shivered from and stole a glance at the window.
Я видела, как ты убегал.
I saw you running away.
За тобой кто-то гнался?
Was someone chasing you?
Нет, просто, чтобы мама не волновалась, спешил домой.
No, it's just I was hurrying back home so mom wouldn't be worried. Okay, tough person. As I looked at my sister, my heart was tearing apart. She was so fragile. It was so easy to stifle her light. A gust of wind and her fire would be gone.
Хорошо тебе.
You're lucky.
Меня вот мама не пускает даже на крыльцо.
Mom won't let me go
Как
outside.
принцесса в башне сижу. Никуда не могу выйти.
I'm like a princess in a tower. I can't go anywhere.
Так и умру тут от скуки.
I'll die from boredom here.
Не придумывай.
You're
От
wrong.
скуки еще никто не умирал.
No one ever dies of boredom.
У тебя же есть я и мультики, а мама с папой скоро помирятся.
And you'll have me in cartoons, and mom and dad will be good to each other soon.
Знаешь, что бы я загадала на следующий день рождения?
You know, okay, sorry, I clicked the wrong thing again. You know what I wish for my next birthday?
Чтобы родители тоже в детей превратились. И мы бы все вместе играли, как раньше.
I'd wish for mom and dad to turn into children so we can go and play together like we used to.
Ага. А если бы они стали размером с жука, то мы бы их в спичечный коробок посадили.
Aw, what do you mean aw? About her wishing their parents to be nice? Or back again? Yeah. And you'd make them as small as bugs. We could place them in 2 little blocks. Ollie giggled and tugged at my sleeve.
Тоша, пойдем Аладдина смотреть.
Tusha, let's go watch Aladdin. Fatigue won over my desire to be with my little sister. I was washed over by some sort of hideous apathy. Oh, sorry.
Вымотался
I
я.
stopped clicking.
Что-то не хочется.
I'm too tired. I don't want to.
Ну пойдем.
Come on.
Мне скучно одной, а мама занята все время.
It's so boring alone, and mom is always busy.
Можно выбрать другой мультик, который ты еще не видел.
We can pick a cartoon you haven't watched or seen before.
Да я все наши кассеты наизусть знаю.
I know all our tapes by heart at this point.
А вот и не все. Ты Питера Пэна не видел.
Not all of them. You haven't watched Peter Pan.
Помнишь, ты уснул на середине?
Remember how you fall asleep in the middle of it?
А там потом такое. Ну пойдем.
And so much happens after that. Let's go.
Давай попозже.
Maybe a bit later.
Рассказать тебе, чем все закончилось?
Should I tell you how it ends?
Утром расскажешь.
Let's leave that for tomorrow.
Утром не захочу.
I won't tell you tomorrow.
Придумала. А давай в прятки.
Nope. I know, let's play hide and seek.
Нет, Оль.
Ah. No, Alia.
Тогда нарисуй мне динозавра.
Then draw me a dino.
Оля, блин.
Alia, please.
Нарисуй.
Draw it.
Да оставь ты меня в покое!
Okay, don't get too angry, okay? Leave me alone already. I blurted out without thinking, and I was immediately taken back. I never screamed at my little sister like that. Ollie stared at me in shock. Her lips started trembling. A precursor to tears. My chest was seething with disgust and embarrassment. What's happening to me? You are walking on thin ice, my guy? What do you mean? Who? Him? Me? Luberlink, hello, how you doing? So thank you for the lurk, even though it doesn't work because I don't have the bot that says something about lurking. How you doing? I hurry to prevent Olya from crying.
Ладно, уболтала. Давай смотреть мультики. Только
Alright.
недолго.
You win. Let's go watch cartoons for a bit.
Уже не хочу.
I don't wanna. I came up to her, put my hands on her soft head.
Пойдем.
Let's go.
Питера Пэна посмотрим.
Let's go watch Peter Pan.
Ага, ты опять уснешь.
Boo, you'll fall asleep again. Him like he wants to protect his sister from the forest, but just pushed her away? Yay. He's 14, he doesn't know. He doesn't know better. What do you mean? I smiled and lifted her chin. Her eyes were wet and felt bottomless.
Не усну, обещаю.
I promise I won't.
А потом я тебе целого трицератопса нарисую.
I'll show you a full... that word later.
Ура!
Hooray!
Сыри попса!
Yeah, Tripsire Pops. That's... Thank you for...
Ну, почти.
Oh, close enough. Ollie rubbed her eyes with the sleeve of her pajamas and a shining smile returned to her face.
Давай ты пока кассету перемотаешь, а я у мамы попрошу сгущенки с хлебом.
I'll go ask Mom for condensed milk and bread for you, and you rewind the tape.
Только утром свежий привезли, как ты любишь.
The bread is fresh. Just how you like it.
Неси, только аккуратнее, а то разольешь.
Alright, just be careful not to spill the milk,
Опять ругаться будут.
or you'll be yelled at again.
Спорим, не разолью.
Wanna bet I won't spill it? Also, sorry, I clicked the thing again.
Кассета где-то в тумбочке. Поищи пока.
Alright, situation got good. Yeah, let's go. The tape was somewhere in the nightstand. Look for it. All this disappeared into the doorway as I dragged my feet into the neighboring room. Oh, this is her room? Also, this is not safe. Call me crazy, but this is not safe at all. What do you think? I think this is like design by design is not a good thing. I rather she has what? She scared the shit out of me. I rather she has like a night or bedside table than having this on top of her head. Especially with the plant that could fall on her face at night. A piggy bank. Only saving money for a real puppy because Dad said that taking care of him will take a lot of money. Yeah, it does because of food and stuff like that. Ollie has countless toys. An old teddy bear. I was gonna say oddly. An odd teddy bear is the main attraction of Olia's. Oh, here, Olia doesn't sleep without it. And she digs her nose into its fur when she sleeps. I don't think they have earthquake problems, but no, it's more of like the wall giving in if there's like water leak, making the wood a little soft, and maybe the thing will fall in due time. It's like it's not gonna be like sturdy anymore. But yeah, either way, it's not safe. It's not safe for a child. For the child to be there. Scary window where Ollie sees that accursed owl every night, lurking in the dark. Ollie keeps curtains open during the day, but as soon as the twilight comes, she shuts them tight, so she wouldn't see the pair of hungry eyes outside. Yeah, either way, table would be much better. Yeah. Very nice. Very nice table. Okay, nightstand. Where is the thing? Should I go back? Can I go back? No. I'm stuck here. This is very cool. Also, I see my reflection on the TV, which is very nice. Very nice touch. An old photon TV was gathering dust in the corner. And all was left was clicking the button on the front panel. No. It's gonna fuck up my YouTube thing. Like the 5 Nights at Freddy's. Damn it. Oh no! It's doing it for real. Hold on. The tube warmed up and familiar white noise started dancing in the black screen. Also, it's a little too loud. I almost reached out to turn on the VCR when the noise calmed down and a blurry image appeared for a moment. It was dark. Well, it's time to leave the house and burn the house. It was a dark taiga forest, just like the one outside my window. The picture split the screen in half. Something creepy resembling human speech was coming out of the speaker. Was the parents' tape? I don't think so. Just a few moments later, the scenery was again overshadowed by noise. Did it catch some rogue signal? Local TV station only really showed Soviet cartoons, and even that was very rare. Only just recently, I used to always watch Robotech before school. It was so awesome. Maybe I should tinker with the antennas. What if I catch this channel again? On the other hand, Ollie asked me to find the tape. It wouldn't be nice to disappoint her, but in my sleepy state, I didn't have the strength to do all of it. Okay, hold on. Hold on. I'm dying. I have options. Okay. I don't want to upset my sister here in the game, so I'm just gonna set it to see what's happened. And then load the save and Mommy Mr. Tenna tweaking again. Yeah, it is. Okay, I'm gonna tweak the signal for like quickly. Ooh, the picture finally cleared up. But the moment I rejoiced at finding the weird signal again, the TV started coughing, a voice barely coming through the cacophony.
Видели его часто.
He was often seen
Именно тогда.
at the moment when small snowy hills were lined up on the screen. Figures with rickety crosses and a male voice was narrating a slow, mournful voice.
Стояла беспросветная кладбищенская ночь.
It was a pitch black night at the cemetery.
В то мрачное время маленькая Сеня встретила свою судьбу в лице чудовищного обитателя дикой чащобы.
It was a fateful dark time that little Senya met her fate at the face of a monstrous thicket dweller.
Местные называют его не иначе, как хозяин леса.
The locals call him none other than the forest master. I froze, and I did my best not to move, as if by doing so I would scare away the narrator. I listened closely at his every word. Damn, this is getting serious.
Зверь разобрался с беспомощной девочкой по-хозяйски.
The beast dealt with the helpless girl in a masterful manner. The camera panned across the snow to something. Oh my god. Something black spilled over it, looking like dragged pieces of cloth that were thrown around all over the place. Well, I don't think that's good. I didn't want to think whether Senya's remains were wrapped in there, so I shut my eyes without thinking. The voice continued.
Волки здесь редкие гости.
Wolves are rare guests in these parts.
Вот что поведала нам баба Тамара, обитательница одного из местных склепов.
Here's what Tamara, the old woman that lives in the nearby crypt, had to say. That was me a second ago. A close-up shot of the face of an old homeless woman, weary from life and alcohol abuse, rattled on the screen.
Бестия страшенная! Хуже мертвеца отрытого!
Yes, such a fearsome beastie it is, worse than the rising dead. The woman splattered saliva all over the rectangular mic. Oh shit. I saw it. In the stink, it's like... The rest of her compassion was swallowed by a sound of a horn. Maybe she said a curse word.
Не припомню я такой вони.
I never felt anything like that.
Стояла эта тварюга там, где ты, милок, сейчас стоишь, и таращилась на меня прям посередь дня.
He was standing there, yes. Right where you stand, boyo, and pierced me with its eyes, right in the middle of the day.
Здоровенно такая, глаза стеклянные.
Was so huge, that one, with glassy eyes. Obscenities were covered by another beep.
Говорят, что если тебе этот дьявол заприметить, то сунет в мешок к себе и дел с концом.
You know, they say that this demon lays its eyes on you, it'll snatch you, put you in his bag, and you're done.
Но меня он не трогает. Ха-ха.
Haha, but he won't touch me, hee hee.
Видать, нравлюсь я ему.
Likes me, it seems.
Вот и зовут меня чертовой невестой.
Damn, she's evil. So they call me the devil's wrench.
Что правда, то правда.
And it's definitely true. Okay, announcer, get some, gonna get, backslapped by the granny here.
Опустившимися до звериного образа жизни хищник брезгует, предпочитая детскую невинную кровь.
The carnivorous monster will not touch those who fell of the level of forest beasts, going for the innocent child's blood instead.
Теперь все чаще хозяина леса видят в поселениях на периферии нашей родины.
The forest master's presence is felt more and more on the outskirts of our country. Torn between believing in what she said and shrugging it away, I decided to record the meaningful part of the documentary for some reason. I quickly grabbed that tape on top of TV and put the VCR without even looking at the cover. No, you fucking piece of shit. You're gonna ruin the movies. I pressed record, turned on the sound up, and paid attention on the slipping signal.
Хозяином леса его прозвали не просто так.
It's not called the forest monster for nothing.
Ему подчиняются все звери, пернатые и лохматые. Они предвестники появления самого чудовища.
All the animals obey it, be they hairy or feathery. They're all precursors for its appearance.
Если слышите вой вдалеке, то, скорее всего, он знает, где вы живете.
If you hear howls in the distance, then it mostly likely already knows where you live.
Если порог дома истоптан звериными следами, а за окном караулят птицы, прячьтесь, он уже идет за вами.
If you find animal prints all over your doorsteps and birds watching you from the trees, you better hide. It's already coming for you.
А если однажды ночью, проснувшись, вы увидите глаза в окне,
And
то
if you wake up at night and see a pair of eyes in your window,
скоро,
then soon,
скоро,
stop it. Then soon,
скоро,
then soon,
скоро,
then soon, stop it.
скоро.
Stop. Ah. Oh. Zeve suddenly went mad and looped the last words over and over, piercing my ears. I got goosebumps all over my spine. Zip ended with a rewinding to the beginning. The sound of... Oh, I lost signal! My chat, I can't see the chat. I'm back to the chat. It was so hard. The chat stopped. Oh, let me see. It works. The sound of rustling tape reminded me of leaves in the wind and the low howls of the beasts. I woke up with my supper and pressed the button. Hello. No, it was just testing the chat because it said connecting to chat, and that means I lost connection. I woke up from my supper and pressed the button. The VCR ejected the tape. For a moment I thought it was stained with saliva. But it was just the light from the chandelier making the black plastic glossy. Then I saw the cover. No! Oops, I recovered it over Peter Pan. That's what I get for hurrying. It was bad enough that I ruined Ollie's cartoon and put this creepy stuff over it. I can't let her see this. We'll drown in tears. I snuck a glance at the door. I could hear the clatter of glass and squeaky floorboards. Ollie appeared in the doorway. Well, goat messes up the stream. Oh no. Yeah, he did.
Ты не смотришь без меня?
You haven't started without me, have you? My sister brought a tray of unevenly cut bread and a whole can of condensed milk.
Нет,
No. What am I clicking? There we
я
go.
пока кассету ищу.
I was looking for the tape.
А ты точно хочешь Питера Пэна смотреть?
Do you really want to watch Peter Pan?
Хочу, хочу!
I do.
Включай скорее, а то мама скоро сядет свой бразильский сериал смотреть.
Turn it on already. Mom will come watch our Brazilian drama soon. Come on, think, fake detective.
Честно, мне как-то Питер Пэн совсем не понравился.
You know, I didn't like Peter Pan.
Может, лучше «Русалочку»?
Maybe we should watch Little Mermaid instead?
Русалочку я уже насмотрелась.
You've already seen it so many times.
А ты обещал.
And you promised me. She's so stubborn.
Придумал. Давай сначала пару серий «Черепашек-ниндзя». Согласна?
I know. Oh, wait, hold on. I clicked too many buttons. I know. Let's watch a couple of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles episode first. Deal? Ollie frowned, but ultimately gave up. Gee, she put down the tray and crossed her hands on her chest.
Если так сильно просишь,
If you want it so much.
откроешь сгущенку. Порезаться боюсь. Края острые.
Can you open the canned milk? I'm afraid I'll cut myself with sharp edges. As soon as I stood up, the colorful dots popped up before my eyes, and my sore legs were pierced by 1,000 of needles. Only when I reached the sofa, I realized that the can was already opened. Ollie had tricked me and played me a fool. My stomach became heavy. I wanted to rush towards the TV, but my little sister was faster. She picked up the remote and proclaimed in a victorious tone,
Повелся!
Gotcha.
Владычица пульта приказывает смотреть Питера Пэна!
As a remote master, I command you to watch Peter Pan. I couldn't even open my eyes as the VCR already eaten the cursed tape. And she'll play it, and then black crosses and unnamed graves, empty crypts, bloody scarps on the snow, and an insane devil's wrench. I better tell the truth.
Оля, стой!
Ollie, stop.
Я тебе конец кассеты нечаянно стер.
I erased the end of your tape by accident.
Отдай ее мне и возьми любые две мои.
I'll trade you for 2 of mine.
Ты чего?
What do you mean?
Не мог ты стереть? Мы с папой всем кассетам зубики пластмассовые выломали. Отверткой.
You couldn't erase it. Me and Dad had broken off those plastic pins with a screwdriver.
Теперь ни на один мой мультфильм ничего записать нельзя.
Well, that would be nice. That means we didn't break anything. You can't record anything over my cartoons now. My sister will press the triangle button, play button on the remote. I squeezed on the inside, waiting for the out-of-this-world voice of narrator. But I saw a duel between Peter Pan and Captain Hook instead. I sighed in relief. My head, heavy as a leaden ball, now rested in my hands. Olya smiled in joy. She put the tape on a rewind and started spreading milk over her bread. When the cartoon started, she forgot about everything in the world. As if she really got transported into Neverland and like she always wished. To be honest, I also imagined myself there, in a land where no one never ages, where no one argues over little things, where no one listens to fights and the sounds of broken plates at night. But now Peter Pan's land was especially far away from me. My thoughts dragged on, stumbled upon the horned beasts that awaited me among the trees, and the narrator's mournful voice haunted me, sliding over bushes and ravines. Like a winged carnivores would try to spray. Ow! Okay, I'll drink. I'll drink the drink. Man, I was talking for 2 hours. Almost 2 hours. It felt like I was dreaming with my eyes still open. Yeah, you are right after much of read. Yeah, I'm reading. For reals. I felt like I was dreaming with my eyes still open. Then my sister screams, pulls me back to reality.
Тоша, скорее, штору задерни!
Tosha, shut the curtains fast!
Зачем?
Why?
Никто же на тебя не смотрит.
No one's watching you.
Уже темно, а когда темнеет, прилетает сова.
Just do it, Tasha, do it. Okay, it's dark. When it's dark, the owl comes.
Я боюсь.
I'm scared. Oh, the owl's right there. I can see the eyes. I got out of bed, fighting my drowsiness, and closed the curtains. There's no other option. There's only close. I did my best not to look outside towards the treetops. Treetops? Towards the taiga forest, which seemingly drew closer and closer. Of course, it was just the visual effect from the shadows and branches scraping the snow.
Тоша, мама думает, что я напридумывала про сову.
Tosha, Mom thinks I made up the owl, or the owl up.
И папа считает, что раз я маленькая, это значит врушка.
And Dad too thinks I'm a liar since I'm small.
А сова есть.
But the owl exists.
Вот честная-пречестная, есть она.
Honestly, it does.
Ты же мне веришь,
Do you believe me, right?
что она там и каждую ночь прилетает и...
And that it comes every night, and... I slowly grabbed Ollie's hand and looked her in the eyes. I was trying to transfer at least some of my courage and determination. But did I have those
Я
qualities?
тебе верю, слышишь?
Yes, I believe you, alright?
Ты только родителям больше не рассказывай про сову.
Just don't nag our parents about it anymore.
У них и так хлопот по горло, они только рассердятся.
They're already dealing with a lot, so they'll just get mad at you.
Ты мне говори, если что случится.
Come on, tell me if anything
И в
happens.
окно не смотри.
And don't look out the window.
Но она хочет, чтобы я смотрела.
But he wants me to look.
Перехочет.
Doesn't matter.
Притворись, что ее нет и не было никогда, что она выдумка, как родители говорят.
Act like it doesn't exist. Never existed. Like it's made up, just like Mom and Dad say.
Ей ждать надоест, она улетит.
I'll get tired of waiting and fly away. We followed Peter Pan's adventure as nothing had happened. As if the forest didn't kidnap kids, as if our parents were tearing each other apart bit by bit. Captain Hook was running away from Crocodile, and Captain Pan was headed to London on a gilded sailboat. By some miracle, I lasted longer than my little sister. Olia's eyelids had dropped. She started snorting lightly, resting her chin on the side of bed. The chorus was singing the ending soon. The world of Disney was lit up by a silvery moon. Oh shit. Another moon peeked from the under... Oh! Another moon peeked from under the first one. Scary and wan, hanging over the taiga forest. A horrific report got recorded right over the credits. Ah, I see. So the spooky part was there. My throat went dry, and my pulse became faster. I looked toward Olia. She's sleeping. She smacked her lips in her sleep. I squeezed the remote with all my might, ready to press stop any moment. I rewound the recording, checked if it was intact, and then carefully took out the tape. The protective band was still in place. I stood up and left Olia's room. Whether it was by providence or by curse, I had the tape alongside the min at the exact moment Mom peeked into my room.
Довольно баловства.
Enough playing around.
Завтра первый день в школе.
It's your first day at school tomorrow.
Ложись, тебе надо выспаться.
Go to bed, you should sleep properly.
Не хочешь же ты, чтобы тебя все дразнили Соней?
You don't want to be teased for being sleepy, right? I don't think everything's so simple. As if sound sleep would ensure my classmates would like me. I covered myself with a blanket up to my neck and listened to the house humming, to something invisible rustling in the corners. My inner voice had a question for me. Do I want to hear that mysterious flute again? Yes or no? Maybe it's just part of growing up. I can fully understand my own desires. The forest wailed behind the barrier that was my walls. Some eternal entity wandered the fields. Branches shook as if calling for me. The wind howled on and on in the night. My thoughts were like annoying flies that entered my head before becoming weak and tangled. I didn't notice how I fell into slumber. It has come, after all. The day I fear the most. The first day of school term. Of new school term. Episode 2. Time to play with you. Okay, I'm gonna stop here. It's too much reading. I'm gonna do it like episodes. Like episode 1. Stop here. And then start the next one later. I'm just gonna save. Right here. Okay. Time to go to the menu. Damn, I did a lot of reading. My throat. Okay, so I'm gonna go by episodes. I don't know how many episodes this game has, but I'm gonna read each one. So far, so good. Also, I see the owl on the corner. It was not there before. It was only the bunny. Too much reading. Yeah, if I'm reading like these games, I need to have like at least a cup of like hot cocoa or something to help with my throat. The Astral Spoof. Okay, he's streaming. I need to see you streaming. Hold on. Let me go back. That's it up for today. Yeah. I feel my throat is like Stop it, game. I'm not trying to watch my own stream. Stop it. I feel my throat is like almost dry. Even though I drink water, it's like still, you know, feels like it's about to start hurting. I'm gonna stop here. Like episode 1. I'll start the episode 2 later. I'm just thinking of people to raid, and I think Ursugol is the right person. He's playing, I have no mouth, so I must scream, and it's like a good game. So I'm gonna rate them. Oh wow. They are playing. But yeah, I'm gonna stop here at the 2-hour mark. I'm gonna watch some YouTube, chill, of course not talk a lot. Which is the opposite of what I do. But yeah, I'm gonna have a good night without any owls or spooky people because I don't live in a forest. The only thing that will scare me is taxes. The tax paper or job application. Well, I'll be gone. You guys have a nice rest of your day, night. Yeah, good night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Stay loafing.
I think I said thank you before, but let me say it again. I mean, hello Loaftie, hello. How is it going? What did you play? Let's find out. Loaftie was playing Tiny Bunny. I